Let's get to the news. The CDC announced last week that fully vaccinated Americans no longer need to wear masks in most indoor or outdoor settings. Oh my God, finally, said unvaccinated Americans. After the CDC announced that on Thursday, the vaccinated people no longer need to wear face masks indoors, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said that masks will still be required in the chamber. And when Marjorie Taylor Greene heard that, she became so unhinged that nobody noticed any change in her demeanor whatsoever. According to the New York Times, President Biden does not make quick decisions and often asks for detailed briefings and debates from staffers before making up his mind, which is honestly refreshing considering the last guy didn't always get the wrapper off the burger. According to a new poll, only 52% of Americans say they trust the CDC. Reached for comment, the CDC said, ask again later. According to a new report in the New York Times, First Lady Dr. Jill Biden is a wine connoisseur. Dr. Biden first became interested in wine the 38th time she heard about Scranton. I'm just gonna top this off. According to a new survey, 72% of Americans think they could beat a rat in a fight. 9% think they could beat a crocodile, and 6% think they could beat a grizzly bear. This news first reported by the kid you're trying to get to bed. I don't know, I guess rat, yes, crocodile, maybe. Researchers in Japan recently found that mammals that have been deprived of air can be saved by receiving oxygen through their anuses, while researchers deprived of oxygen come up with some pretty wild stuff. A 111-year-old man in Australia who is believed to be the country's oldest ever man said in a recent interview that the secret to living a long life is eating chicken brains. Oh, I didn't even know you could get Hot Pockets in Australia. And finally, today was National Walnut Day. Celebrate by ruining some chocolate chip cookies. President Biden traveled to Detroit today, but only because someone asked him about Israel. Whoops, gotta go. President Biden spoke yesterday with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and called for a ceasefire in the fight between Israel and Hamas. Oh, good. If anyone can solve this, it's definitely the guy who can't control his own dog. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy said today he is opposed to a 9/11-style commission to investigate the January 6th Capitol attack. And in similar news, Derek doesn't want you to look in his sock drawer, especially way in the back. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo announced yesterday that the state will lift its social distancing mandates this week for fully vaccinated people. Okay, but you know, that's not why people are staying away from you, right? Former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani's son, Andrew Giuliani, announced his run for New York governor today and told reporters, quote, "It's in my DNA." Also sharing Rudy's DNA, his first wife. Former Trump administration official Stephen Miller has been accused of trying to sabotage New York mayoral candidate Andrew Yang's campaign by publicly endorsing him in a series of tweets. And Yang can sabotage his own campaign with tweets. Thank you very much. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo yesterday released his 2020 tax returns, though keep in mind, he loves to underreport things. South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster signed a bill into law yesterday that requires death row inmates to choose between the electric chair or a firing squad, or there's always the third option, just pay the parking ticket. A Tesla car on autopilot recently crashed into a Washington State deputy sheriff's patrol vehicle, and now the Tesla driver will likely face a battery charge. Do you like that one, Wally? A battery charge. And finally, an anonymous resident of an apartment in Australia recently posted a message in the building's elevator addressed to the woman with extremely loud orgasms. Can you imagine reading that and thinking, oh no, I sound like a woman? President Biden today delivered the commencement address at the U.S. Coast Guard Academy. The Coast Guard has changed a lot since Biden was young, but then again, so have the coasts. After House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy came out in opposition yesterday to a bipartisan agreement to create a 9/11-style commission to investigate the January 6th Capitol attack, Democratic Caucus Chair Hakeem Jeffries said, quote, "I don't know what Kevin McCarthy is afraid of. Oh, if I was going to guess, I'd say ghosts, spiders, clowns, lightning, dogs, spicy food, firework, and Donald Trump." The House voted today on legislation to create an independent commission tasked with investigating the January 6th attack on the Capitol, while House Republicans are still claiming that there was no January 6th this year. President Biden yesterday toured Ford's electric vehicle facility in advance of the company today unveiling its new truck, the Lightning. So just try peeing on this one, Calvin. Several Republican lawmakers on Tuesday protested House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's mask rules on the floor during a voting session. And Representative Brian Mast said after that the fine was the, quote, "best $500 I ever spent." "Not me," said Matt Gaetz. "I got the Venmo receipt to prove it." The New York Attorney General's office announced yesterday they are, quote, "actively investigating the Trump Organization in a criminal capacity." "That's awful," said Ivanka Jones. A strip club in Las Vegas will begin offering coronavirus vaccinations later this week. They'll have Moderna and AstraZeneca, but just know their real names are Cynthia and Beth. A strip club in Las Vegas will begin offering coronavirus vaccinations this week. Said dudes, "Am I crazy or did that nurse really like me?" A strip club in Las Vegas will begin offering coronavirus vaccinations later this week. But just remember, they can vax you, but you can't vax them. The vacation rental company Booking.com will offer fans of the sitcom Friends a chance to win an overnight stay in a replica of Monica's New York City apartment. So if you've always wanted to spend the night at Monica's apartment, just tell her, man. Mattel yesterday unveiled a Helen Keller Barbie doll, still not as blind as Barbie. How can you not see it? Do you really believe those are business trips he takes every weekend? And finally, a woman recently wrote to the Dear Prudence advice column in Slate magazine, asking what to do about finding her 12-year-old son in a compromising position with the vacuum cleaner. Well, for starters, change the bag. President Biden misspoke earlier this week during his visit to Michigan and referred to his father, who was a salesperson, as a coal miner. I'm sorry, but how the hell do you mix those two up? That's like saying, and my mom was a homemaker. Oh, wait, astronaut. The White House said yesterday that President Biden spoke to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and told him that the U.S., quote, expected a significant de-escalation and a path to a ceasefire with Hamas. A path to a ceasefire? You don't need a path. Everything you have to do is in the name, ceasefire. What else did he say? Let's end this thing, Bibi. Now I'm going to count to 1,000,000. While discussing the ongoing criminal investigation into the Trump Organization in a new interview, former President Trump's ex-personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, said that Trump will flip on everyone, including, quote, his children. Said Trump, alleged children. Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates made his first public appearance yesterday since his divorce announcement, and I don't want to assume how he's doing, but oh my God, he got bangs. According to a recent survey, nearly 30% of Americans are hesitant to invest in Bitcoin because they do not understand cryptocurrency, and another 30% are hesitant to invest because they do. Authorities in the UK recently arrested 2 men who were allegedly running a marijuana distribution site out of an abandoned bingo hall. Police became suspicious when someone under 70 went into a bingo hall. Drone companies are reportedly preparing to deliver coronavirus vaccines to Americans in rural communities. Ah, yes, nothing will increase rural Americans' faith in the vaccines like having them delivered by a corporate drone. A new online game has launched that challenges users to try to spend all of Tesla CEO Elon Musk's $166 billion fortune in 30 seconds. Done, said someone getting a 6-pack of razors. A zoo in Germany announced yesterday that its newest polar bear cub is the product of breeding between 2 polar bear siblings. Wow, they really do treat their animals like royalty. According to a new study, the average person spends around $100 every month on their pet. It's what the cat charges. Look, I'm not going to walk over to you for free. I hate you. Authorities in New Hampshire yesterday charged a man for allegedly detonating 80 pounds of explosives at a gender reveal party. Even scarier, soon he'll be charged with raising a child. And finally, according to a new study, dating apps like Bumble, Grindr, and Tinder are in the top 15% of battery-draining apps on smartphones. Even more draining, the people you meet on them. And that, you guys, was a monologue.